Okay, so we're gonna make caramel apples today. Aren't you excited? Look, I put lip gloss on, okay, because I looked like a hag in the first couple of videos. So we're gonna make these fun little caramel apples, and what you wanna do first is you want to boil a little bit of water, because we're gonna take our apples, which have been destemmed, and you're gonna drop each apple into the boiling water for just like 10 seconds or so, and then you're gonna wipe it down so that you get all the wax off, okay? I will show you how to do the very first one, and then I'm going to come back when all of the apples have been dipped. So you're gonna want some tongs for that, obviously. So you take your boiling water, you take your little apple, get it in there, turn it around, twist it around just a little bit. You can't see that that's doing it, but someday I'll be famous enough that I can like have an overhead camera and stuff, and that would be super cool. Okay, so that's been just about 10 seconds, and you can see the wax bubble up sort of on the apple. So I'm gonna get that apple out, and I'm gonna put it in a paper towel, and I'm going to wipe all the wax off of that apple. And you'll see how dull it is afterwards. And I'm gonna set that over to cool down and dry up, and we're going to be back as soon as all of the apples have been de-waxed. We have de-waxed all of our apples, and we have stuck sticks in them. So it's just a stick like this. You can get it anywhere. Publix probably has them. Just get it and you stick that right in the middle of your apple, and voila. Okay, so here's what you are going to need. You're going to need a stick of butter, all right? You're going to need light Karo syrup. You're gonna need a half a cup of it, which I've already measured out in my super cute little measuring cup. You are going to need 1 cup of light brown sugar, and you gotta pack that bitness in, okay? Just pack brown sugar in. You're probably thinking, duh. But if you weren't thinking, duh, anytime you measure brown sugar, pack that bitness in there. It's gonna come out like a sandcastle. It's super cute. All right, you are also going to need sweetened condensed milk, which is right here, la lechera. I'm learning how to hablar español, aprender español. So you're going to need 7 ounces of that, which is usually about half a can. And I have measured out 7 ounces in my other cute little measuring cup. If you have a candy thermometer, use it, all right? Get one. They're cheap. You can go to Bed Bath & Beyond and get yourself a candy thermometer. You are also going to need vanilla, about a teaspoon of vanilla, and use the real vanilla, you guys. Don't use that imitation. Okay, just get it. All right, so the first thing we want to do is get another stick of butter, and you're just going to do that to butter up your plate that you're gonna put these apples on. All right, now I'm using a silicone mat on a tray, see? And I'm gonna take that butter and I'm just gonna rub it all over my silicone mat like that, all right? So once I've done that with the whole thing, we're gonna put all of these ingredients back into the saucepan, and we're going to make magic happen. I have cameraman now because I wanna show you what's going on inside the pot. So cameraman, look at what's going on inside the pot. Okay, see, it's looks like this, and that's how it's supposed to look right now. I've put the candy thermometer in right here, and so this is what the candy thermometer is gonna look like, and you wanna get that. Aren't my nails pretty, you guys? I got them done yesterday, and they're like so pretty. Look at that, they shine. So you're gonna want this to get to 225 degrees Fahrenheit, but okay, come back to me. You want to stir the whole time, otherwise you're going to burn your pot into oblivion and it's not going to be pretty. So I'm going to get back with you once this bitness is at 245, okay? Goodbye, cameraman. All right, look at what it looks like. We're getting at about maybe 230 degrees. I'm looking at my thermometer, and it looks nice and bubbly, but I'm stirring it the entire time. You really have to keep your eye on it at this point because it could burn like that, all right? So keep stirring, keep looking. When it hits that 245, just take it off the heat, turn your burner off. We're not gonna add the vanilla until it cools down for just a hot second, because if you put the vanilla in there, it's gonna go whoosh all over you, and you're gonna be like, ah, and it's gonna burn you. It's just, don't do it, all right? So we're almost at 245. Cameraman, you wanna look at it again? Look how yummy it's starting to look. See, it's just getting gooey. If I leave it there, ooh, yum. All right, I'll see you back when this is off the stove. My caramel is off the heat now. I'm just continuing to stir. It has cooled down a little bit, and we're gonna add our teaspoon of vanilla. All right. Boom. Now we're going to stir that in. Oh yeah. Oh my God, it smells so good, you guys. Oh yeah. Okay. So we're gonna let that cool down a little bit before we dip our apples into it, or else it'll just goop and drip right down off of them. I do have my silicone pan ready to put the apples on after I dip them. And something that I need to show you is while all of this is going on, you gotta get your dipping stuff ready. Like here's my little bowl of mini M&Ms, and I have a bowl of crushed Oreos, and I have a bowl of that wasn't crushed Oreos, it was Reese's Cups. This is the crushed Oreos. It looks like dirt on the apples, and then you can put little gummy worms on them and stuff and make them look spooky. So I'm gonna let my caramel, oh my God, it's getting thick and soap already. So let that thicken up just a minute or so, and then we will dip. Look, look. It's nice and goopy. All right, now when it sticks to your spoon like that, you know it's gonna stick to the apple like that. So I'm gonna wipe that off. It's been about less than 10 minutes. All right, I'm gonna take my first apple and I'm gonna tilt the pan a little bit, all right, and just get her in there and twist it around. So pretty. Twist it around, bring it up, and let the excess drip off, okay? Drip, 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 drop, little April showers. Bambi was my favorite album when I was a kid. And if you don't know what an album is, ask your parents. All right, and then I'm gonna wipe the rest on the bottom there, okay? Wipe it off, because you don't want it to get in all this zhuzh on the thing. Okay, I'm gonna set it on my little silicone gig right there, okay? Now, if you wanna just leave it like that, it's fine, just like that. But if you have sprinkles and different stuff that you want to incorporate on your apples, let's do one like that right now. So I'm going to dip, roll, roll, bring it up, let it drip, let it nay. Oh my God, my son Ben's gonna hate me for that one. All right, so wipe it off. Wipe, oh! I hate when that happens. Okay, so drip it again and wipe it off. You still got a lot of dripping coming. You don't want it to pool at the bottom. Wipe it off. Plus, you don't want your zhuzh to drip off of it as the apple is hardening up. But you want to dip it early enough to that it's still sticky, all right? Because if the caramel firms up, your business ain't going to stick to it. So, okay, I think we're about good for a little bit of zhuzh on there. I'm going to use super cute crushed Oreos. I'm gonna dip it in there, okay? And then I'm gonna just get the bottom of the apple. See what I'm doing? I'm just kind of getting the bottom and I'm wrapping it around in there, because when it's all firmed up, I'm gonna stick some gummy worms in it and make it look like dirt, all right? See how we did? And I'm gonna set her right down. There she is, all right? So, dip your apples, dip them in whatever you want, and I want to see the finished product when they're done, okay? I'll show you mine when we're done too. How'd you do? Did you come out okay? All right, so you might have some extra caramel left over in your pot, which I do. Now, I'm totally making this up, which I encourage you to do, you guys. Some people would come up to me, they're like, hey, how did you learn how to do these things? And I'm like, YouTube, which you're on right now, and I just make stuff up. So, do it. Just throw stuff in there and see what comes out. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I have these honey roasted chopped pecans, and I'm gonna dump some in the extra caramel and mix them up and drop them in little piles on my silicone sheet, and then I'm gonna drizzle them with chocolate and make little turtles. So let's do that together. I'm also gonna finish up my apples with some chocolate drizzles as well. Now, if you're done with your apples, woohoo, celebrate. If you want to stick around for the chocolate drizzle business and see how these turtles turn out, we'll be right back. It worked really well, y'all. I dropped these. I'm going to show them to you in just a second. But then I still have just this little bit of caramel left. What am I going to do with that? I'm not sure. So you can also just eat it right out of a spoon, because it's awesome. And you might be admiring my awesome apron. It's super cute with a ruffle and all. my future mother-in-law bought this for me because she knew that I like to hang out in the kitchen. So if she's watching this, shout out to UK. Thanks for the apron. If you're still watching, you are interested in melting chocolate and drizzling chocolate on your apples. So you can use any kind of chocolate for this. These are candy melts in here. See what those look like. And they're in a little bag like this. You can get them at Joann's and Michael's and any crafting store. You can use Nestle's Toll House chips or any brand. You can even drizzle with this, it's cookie icing that you can buy at Walmart or big box stores, which we don't have here in the Keys. So if you have access to this, okay. I don't prefer using this. I like to make my own bitness, but it's very handy if you use the cookie icing because it gets firm. Some of the things I'm gonna dip it in also are these Heath pieces. They're this business right here. So I'm gonna drizzle it in chocolate and then put Heath bar pieces on top of the apple. I also have the Reese's and the mini M&Ms. So to start melting your chocolate, you're gonna do 30-second increments in the microwave with this. Stir it every 30 seconds and then we'll come back when it's the proper consistency. So that took me 2 or 3 times in the microwave, and you don't want it fully melted yet because you're gonna burn it. So once it's mostly melted, just stir and stir and stir, and it will melt the rest of the way. And you might need to add a little bit of coconut oil to it. Some people use ice malt crystals. You can use coconut oil, which I have, because you want it, so see, it's melted, but it's pretty thick, all right? You want it to be a little bit more runny. So I'll just scoop about that much coconut oil, drop it in, stir it up, and then I'm going to show you how to pour it into the piping bag. And you can use a baggie. You don't have to have a professional piping bag. You can order those on Amazon, or you can go to this amazing store in Orlando, you guys. It's called Baker's World. I love that store so much. So now I'm at the right consistency. See how it's drizzly? It's drizzly. Ooh. Okay. Piping bag. I have one. I'm taking it and putting it over a glass because I'm going to pour my chocolate into that piping bag. All right, make sure you have, good. I'm going to use my little thing. I'm going to get it in there. Right. There we go. She's all in. I'm going to wipe that off. And then you're going to cut a teensy-tiny hole in the bottom of your piping bag. And if you cut too big of a hole, your chocolate's gonna zhuzh out everywhere, so you don't wanna do that. And you wanna make sure you're working over parchment paper, because once the chocolate starts going everywhere, it sucks trying to get it off your countertop. So I'm just saying. All right, so here's my chocolate in the piping bag. I'm gonna squish it all down. I'm gonna wrap that tight. And see the end there? I'm just gonna cut a teeny little piece off the end. Like, boom, that much. It was like hardly at all, but you can see it already wants to drizzle out. So I'm gonna take one of my apples, see how she is, and I'm just gonna start drizzling chocolate all over that apple. Can you see what I'm doing? I think you can. And I'm drizzling, oh my goodness gracious. And I'm about to dip this into the Reese's. So I'm gonna set it back in my cup, and I'm gonna dip this in my Reese's Pieces, which is not Pieces really. I took mini Reese's and oh yeah. I took mini Reese's and I crushed them all up in a bowl. Do it over the bowl because it's gonna go everywhere. All right, and I'm almost done with it. Okay, now see how it's covered in Reese's? Now, just because, I'm gonna do a few more right over the top and just get it gluttonous. Boom. Now I'm gonna set this back on my silicone mat to firm up. And that's how you do chocolate drizzle, all right? I'm gonna do the rest of them with some kind of fun thing, and I'm also going to drizzle some chocolate. Look, I'm gonna drizzle chocolate on these little homemade turtle gigs. Oh yeah, I'll show you what those look like when we come back. Okay, you wanna see the turtles? Okay, that's how the turtles turned out. I'm trying to do this in selfie mode and I'm not doing so well. There's the apples. And so I hope you had fun doing this. I hope you subscribe to my channel, please. And we'll see you next time. All right, bye.